I'm Devon McCarty and I'm the videographer for Mozilla Companies. I graduated from Kent State University with a degree in broadcast journalism, which is where I fell in love with video and video editing. I have a wife and a 2-year-old daughter named Charlie, and I'm a Marine Corps veteran that served in Iraq in 2006. So my job is to figure out what your story is, the best way possible to tell it, and then how to use video editing techniques to make that video come across as great as possible. And what I've developed is what I call the rule of 3 when you're shooting a video. Before you do anything, you want to think about it, then you want to scout your location, and then you want to shoot your video. So think, scout, shoot, and then go out. So let's start with the first one thing. The most important thing that you can do is think about what you're shooting. Who is going to talk on camera when you're shooting it? Is it a tutorial? Is it an example? Are you just displaying something behind you? It's really important to figure out what you're shooting, because then you can figure out how to develop that content on the front end. So when you go to that subject expert and you tell them, I need you to show me how to troubleshoot a cell phone, then you can figure out how to get them on camera. You know that they know their cell phone, what kind of cell phone they have, how does it work. Little things like that might sound basic, but the more prep that you can do on the front end, the better your videos are going to look on the back end when I finally get to see it, and it'll be quicker to edit and turn around and get back to you. You don't ever just want to pull out your camera and start shooting away. So scouting. Right now I'm in the conference room at Mozilla Companies in Cleveland, Ohio, and I can already hear in the factory out there, there's a whole bunch of clanging, there's a whole bunch of background ambient noise, I hear a whole bunch of people talking. So I know already if I want to shoot a video out there, my audio is not going to be great. I'm not going to be able to hear the subject matter unless I use something like this, which is a lavalier mic, which I attach to every person that I talk to. With your cell phone, you're probably not going to have that option. But the most important thing is to identify what your background sounds are and then how it's lit. So right now, my light is right above me. If I back up a little bit, you see that I get a lot darker because I'm standing out of the light. So when you're getting ready to shoot your video, where do you want them to stand? How are they going to be lit? That is vital. The biggest difference between good quality videos and bad quality videos is a lot of time just light and sound. So just think about it, scout your location, and then shoot. For the most part, you're not going to have my setup. You're not going to have multiple cameras. You're not going to have these lavalier microphones. You're not going to have a whole bunch of crazy lights. You're probably just going to have a smartphone like this. Notice how I'm holding this camera. This is called landscape or horizontal shooting. This is called vertical or portrait style shooting. And the most important thing that I can possibly tell you is to shoot your video like this. Think of how your computer is set up. Think of how most people watch their videos, because they're widescreen, and like your TV even. Your TV isn't set like this, it's big like this, it's horizontal. So when you shoot your videos like this, it comes across better, you get more of your frame, and I'll show you a couple examples of what it's like to shoot vertical, where I'm getting only 2 of the 3 subjects, and then when I turn it and shoot horizontal, when I'm getting all 3 of my subjects. Especially when you get into environments where you're working with multiple people, you want to really be cognizant of what you're doing with your cell phone. If you learn nothing else from this video, hold it horizontally. You keep your fingers up top, keep your thumbs on the bottom, and kind of just lock it in their place and make sure it's as still as possible. If it's a little shaky, it's okay. I can correct those things with my editing software, especially if you drink a lot of coffee and there's a little bit of jitters on it. I can adjust all of that stuff. That's not a problem. But the important thing is that you use some of these techniques to make sure that your videos are outstanding. You've got to think about what you're doing, think about your location, think about how you're holding your camera, and then when you get it to me, then I can edit it, clean it up, put some frames on it, and make sure that it's good to go. So I can kind of coach you through anything, and I can't wait to see the content that you produced.